Welcome to the Having It All podcast, the show about what it takes to live an abundant, loving life. My name is Matthew Bivens, and each week I'm helping you get out of your head so that you can truly have it all. Let's do it. What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to the podcast. I am Matthew Bivens, and I am thrilled you're hanging out with me on this second to last episode of 2019. Yeah, we are zooming into the new decade. I couldn't be more excited. And today's conversation is it's along the lines of the theme of what we've been doing the past couple of weeks, which is all about preparing you for 2020 and beyond. So I was doing some reflection recently, thinking about my upcoming year and the things that I want to create and accomplish in the year. And something struck me that I know if I continue this way of thinking, it will sabotage a lot of what I'm wanting to experience in the new year. So today's conversation is all about that because I imagine you're doing the same thing that I was. So I'm excited to share that with you so that you can truly have the most amazing year possible. Yes. Okay, let's kick it off with some magic because I got some really cool magic for you all today. Once again, magic is your ability to influence self, others, and life in an empowering way. And you are creating magic all the time, but you might be missing it. So I want to help you to recognize how powerful you are so you can see all these amazing moments that are happening all around you. So my magic for this week is others-related magic. And it went down last Tuesday in my accountability group called a COI, Circle of Influence. And we were meeting at my home, and we were having a really, really amazing conversation. And people were just opening up and sharing. And the magic was how I watched people in my COI influence one another to reach new levels of authenticity and trust. And they were doing this as they were sharing some very deep personal things that they had previously been withholding. Didn't want people to know, so they're withholding these things. But one person had the courage to really share openly. And what was so magical is watching how one person's courage influenced another person. And that person then had the courage to share. And it was just this chain reaction that where one person's courage and boldness inspires the next person, inspires the next person, inspires the next person. And just seeing this group of very brave people face their fears, reach new levels of vulnerability, release a little bit more of their self-judgment, and truly accept themselves to a greater degree. That, for me, as the group leader, was just so magical. And, I know that I helped contribute to creating the space for that to happen. So I'm able to soak up that magic for myself. So that's my magic this week. And if you feel inspired, I encourage you to reflect on some magic that you've created in your own life. Maybe it was today, maybe yesterday, whenever it was. Just pause the episode and reflect. Think of a magical moment for yourself. All right, I want to give a little bit of listener love today to Mario over on Instagram. Mario, man, I appreciate you reaching out. I appreciate you just letting me know about the magic that you were creating in your life. So thank you for taking a moment to share that with me. I think it's so amazing how things in your life lined up. It's not an accident, quote unquote, or a coincidence, quote unquote. It's just, it's divine, man. And it's so awesome that you are seeing your co-creative power in all of it. So for that, I say give thanks. It's a beautiful thing. So Mario, thank you again for reaching out. Really appreciate you. If you would like to connect with me the way Mario did, then you can go over to Instagram. My handle is Matthew_Bivens. And shoot me a DM. Let's get into a conversation. You can share with me some magic from your life. You can talk to me about the podcast, maybe give some suggestions, things that you want to see happen differently in 2020. I'm actually cooking up some new things for the show in 2020, which I'm really happy about. It's new things, new season, new episodes, all sorts of cool stuff. So if you have some suggestions or feedback, let me know, please. I would love to hear from you. Once again, the Instagram is Matthew_Bivens. You can also hit me up on my email, mattcbivens@gmail.com. All right. I'm wanting to just like zoom into today's conversation because, it's what is it? It's right when I'm recording this. I'm actually recording this on the day it's going to publish. So it's Christmas Eve right now. And I know we're all just focused on the holiday, focused on the upcoming year. And for me, obviously, I've been thinking a lot about the upcoming year. And personally, as I've been, doing these episodes the past couple of weeks, talking about the word for the year, which was last week's episode, which, by the way, if you haven't listened to it yet, I totally recommend go check it out. Go and develop your word for the year. It really, really can be a powerful way to create some focus and clarity and purpose in your upcoming year. So go check out the previous episode because I break down a really simple process and I give you a free tool to help you with your word for the year. So go check that out. But anyway, as I've been thinking about all those things for myself, there's stuff that comes up for me that the little voice in my head is telling me I need to be doing in 2020. And, some of it's a little bit judgment, like there's some shoulds. You should be doing this, should be doing that. So I work on just letting those suggestions that my little inner voice has just kind of float by me. But, there's been things I've been saying to myself, and they sound like I need to add more mindfulness into my morning routine. Yeah, I should be adding more mindfulness into my mornings. Or, I really need to step into the next evolution of myself as a businessman. Yeah, I really should step it up as a businessman next year. Or I've been saying things like, I need to be posting more on social media. Yeah, I should be giving people a behind-the-scenes look at my life. And what's funny about that one is I actually have stopped posting on social media. I haven't posted since Thanksgiving. Taking a bit of a social media cleanse, which has been really powerful and has helped me to see, there's a lot of disempowering things that were happening as I was spending time on social media. So anyway, that's just me. The last thing that I feel like I've been saying a lot to myself is I really need to increase the intensity of my gym sessions, of my workouts. Like I should step it up in the gym. That's what I need to be doing in 2020. So it's just been a lot of stuff, right? All this stuff that it's really just noise. And again, I do my best to kind of let it just float in and float out. And, I recognize that I'm a high achiever. Like I really strive for big things and push for big things. So there's sometimes is that little chatter that I'm not doing enough. And that's an awesome opportunity for me to fully embrace and just really wrap my arms around who I am right now and accept myself for where I am now. And so that's an awesome thing that I'm conscious of and more aware of floating into the next year. But with all those little suggestions, all those little things that the internal voice is telling me, there's something that I'm noticing about all of it, which actually has me on high alert, right? Like it's I got my ears perked up because I'm like, you know what? This is something like a way of thinking, a pattern of thinking that I have done a lot of in the past. And the pattern of thinking that I'm really on high alert about is that the belief that when I have or do a certain thing, then I will feel a certain way. So, for example, when I'm talking to myself and I'm saying, I need to be adding more mindfulness into my morning routine, really the thing that I'm wanting to feel is more peace, right? More calmness and more peace throughout maybe a tumultuous day. And when I'm saying to myself that I need to step up the evolution of myself as a businessman, what I'm really wanting to feel is accomplished, right? I want to feel like I accomplished some things, that I've worked hard and I've created some really amazing things. When I'm telling myself that I need to be posting more on social media and showing folks into my life, what I'm wanting to feel is that feeling of authenticity. I think that's what it is for myself. And then when I'm wanting to push myself in the gym more and do different things, there's this weird desire for me to feel validated, right? And that type of thinking, again, that I have to have something or do something in order to feel or be a certain way, that is what I'm planning to let go of in 2020. And if you're doing it too, then you got to cut that stuff out. You've got to stop doing that in 2020. The reason being that way of thinking is backwards. It's backwards. You don't need to have something or do something in order to be something. It's actually the other way around. You be it, and from that space of being, you then get into actions and you do things, and then from there, you have things. So I'm actually going to read an excerpt from an article now, because that be, do, have paradigm is something that I've talked about in the past, and this article, I think, does a really great job of summarizing it so that you can wrap your mind around this concept a little bit more, because again, this is something you've got to stop doing in 2020 if you really want to feel ultimately the way that you want to feel in the new year in your life. Because I know right now you're probably wanting on some level to feel more peaceful or more joyful or more confident or more accomplished or more loving or more loved, you know? So all those feelings, if you're attaching them at the end of doing something significant or having something or possessing something or accomplishing something, that right there is the thing to shift. That right there is the thing to stop doing. Okay, so I'm going to read this excerpt. The article is called actually Be, Do, Have, and it's from Mike Robbins, and I'm going to post a link to this article in the show notes so you can read the full thing. But I've got a couple of paragraphs I'm going to read now, which I think are really, really awesome. So here we go. Most of us think we need to have a certain thing or set of things, more money, love, time, experience, etc., so that we can finally do something important, pursue our passion, start a business, go on vacation, create a relationship, buy a home, etc., which will allow us to be what we truly want in life: peaceful, fulfilled, inspired, generous, in love, etc. In actuality, it works the other way around. First, we be what we want: peaceful, loving, inspired, abundant, successful, or whatever. Then we start doing things from this state of being. And soon we discover that what we're doing winds up bringing us the things we've always wanted to have. Whether or not this concept is new to you, and even though on the surface it may seem either counterintuitive or confusing, it's actually quite powerful and life-altering when we really get it and practice it in our lives. Making our goals and dreams happen is supposed to be hard, painful, and dramatic, right? Well, maybe it doesn't have to be. What if we were able to live in alignment with this powerful principle of be, do, have more of the time? What if we remembered that we have the capacity to experience any state of being at any time, not just when things work out perfectly or when we achieve exactly what we're after? There's nothing wrong with us pursuing our goals and dreams with passion. However, when we erroneously think that the fulfillment of any specific goal, dream, or accomplishment will give us what we truly want to have in life, we delude ourselves and set ourselves up for failure, disappointment, and pain. Remembering that who and how we're being in life creates the context for how we think, feel, and act, gives us access to what we're really after. We don't have to suffer and struggle as much as we do. We actually have the capacity to live our lives with a true sense of elegance. And to close out this section, he has in parentheses, the deeper meaning of this word elegance is not about the appearance of something, but is about being able to put forth a small amount of focused effort and manifest an abundant result. So that's the end of the excerpt, and I absolutely love how Mike has described this, has painted this picture. Because again, it's so common for us to think that we have to have a certain thing, right? Like have more money, have more love in our life, have more time, so that we can finally do something important, right? Well, if I had more money, then I would go after my passion. If I had more love, then I would, be able to live life in a certain way. If I had that business, or if I had more time, I would go and start that business, right? We think we need to have these things in order for us to do something important. And then doing that thing will allow us to be what we ultimately want: peaceful or fulfilled or inspired or generous or in love. That's how we think. Like, go back to your life this year. How many times have you thought in this way? I got to have something in order for me to do something important, and then I'm going to be the way that I want to be or feel the way I want to feel. We do it all the time. I talked about this concept, be, do, have, back in 2017. I did an episode on June 13th of 2017 called Unravelling the Be, Do, Have Paradigm. So this has been on my spirit for a while. And again, I recommend actually just going back and listening to that. Unraveling the Be, Do, Have Paradigm from June of 2017. And let me tell you, getting that paradigm backwards is absolutely crippling your joy. It truly, truly is. Because if you believe that your joy or your peace or your happiness or your fulfillment or your confidence or your love will come after something happens, then you are really missing it. Because here's the secret, right? The secret for people who are truly joyful, truly peaceful, truly fulfilled in their life, the secret is that they became those things first. And then all that awesome stuff started flowing into their lives. Right? They connected with the feeling of peace first, not after things settled down in their family. They connected with the feeling of abundance first, not after they made all their money. It was before. And it was connecting with that feeling and embodying that feeling that really opened themselves up and opened up their life for all that awesome stuff to flow. I'm telling you, that's how it happens. Those people, right, like they're not waiting for their vacation to bring them the feeling of peace and rejuvenation. No, they create peace in their life right now, and then they watch as their life levels up, and then they bring that peace with them on their vacation. How many of you were so looking forward to your vacation this holiday season? You were like, I can't wait. My life has been chaotic. Work has been nuts. Stuff has just been blowing up all over the place. I'm feeling anything but peaceful. I'm feeling totally imbalanced. I'm feeling totally overstressed. I'm being pulled in all these directions. I can't wait for this vacation to just finally give me some peace. Is that you? It might be. And then let me ask you this. When the vacation started, did you really feel at peace? Did you truly feel at peace? Or did you bring some of that chaos with you? Did you bring some of that stress with you? Maybe you created more stress on your vacation. Maybe you created a little bit of chaos. Maybe things aren't going the way that you thought. The reason is because we need to be the way that we truly want to feel first. And from there, let that inspire some actions. And then from there, let that, we can sit back and watch as all the things we want to have flow into our lives. So I really am wanting to impress this idea that in 2020, getting the be, do, have paradigm in the appropriate order will be what really unlocks what you ultimately want. Because at the end of, wanting more money or wanting a more successful career or wanting to find that awesome relationship or wanting, the better health, whatever, at the end of those things, what you're ultimately seeking is a feeling. You want to feel different. And what I want to unlock within you is this understanding that you have the power to feel the way that you want to right now. Right now. You don't have to wait for those things to be in your life in order for you to feel the way that you ultimately want to feel. You are this amazing creature that has this thing called an imagination, that has this access to this practice called visualization. Like you can literally close your eyes and put yourself in whatever feeling state you want to be in. Practice it. I bet you right now you could close your eyes and think of something sad and start feeling sad. Or close your eyes and think of something happy and start laughing. Yeah, you can do that. So that means you can also close your eyes, think of something that would make you feel at peace or content with your life. Maybe like as if, if I was making 50 grand a month, I would feel way more peaceful. Okay, imagine it. Imagine what that would feel like. Imagine what that would be like. Put yourself in that state and we'll see how those feelings will wash over you. So this is what I want you to try out in 2020. All right, so first, I want you to think about what you want. Think about your big goals for the next chapter in your life. Again, whether it's more money, greater relationships, better job, elevated health, whatever it is, just think about what it is that you want. Next, I want you to think about how getting that thing is going to make you feel. How is it really going to make you feel once you have that thing? Then I want you to practice getting into that feeling right now, before you actually have the thing. So pretend that you already have it. Pretend you've already accomplished it. Pretend it's already in your life. It's already here. I'm not asking you to just fake it until you make it, not that type of thing. I really want you to tap into one of these amazing tools that we have and we humans have. It's this ability to visualize, to place ourselves in the shoes of something that happens in the future. I really want you to visualize that thing that you desire, imagining that it's already happened, it's already here. And experience those feelings of you having it, just experience them washing over you. It is a truly transformational thing when you realize you don't have to wait for more money in your life to feel relaxed, to feel at peace, to not be stressing about money. You can literally put yourself in that state right now. So once you're in that place, then I want you to start allowing yourself to plan your life. I want you to start planning things. Okay, how would I act and behave if this is where I was feeling, if this is where I was coming from? So allow yourself to plan. Allow yourself to execute. Allow yourself to arrange your life, coming from the space of you already having the thing you desire. And then I want you to just be insanely grateful. Yeah, be insanely grateful for your life, the life you have right now, the life that you're going to have. Just be grateful knowing that in this moment you already have it all. You're breathing, you're conscious, you're alive. You already have it all. So be grateful. Be grateful for your past, all the things that got you here. Be grateful for your present, and be grateful for your future. And then finally, just sit back and watch as those things that you've been wanting start to come into your life. Be, do, have. Now listen, this whole thing takes practice. It totally does, right? And if it's a muscle that you've never been exercising before, then you got to put in a lot of reps in order to really feel the impact and see things start to change in your life. But I guarantee you that when you really get that order correct and you follow that be, do, have paradigm, you don't have to wait for the future to feel the way that you want to feel in your life. You don't have to wait for that special person to show up, your soulmate to be here for you to feel loved. You don't have to wait for that big promotion that you're rubbing your hands excited about, anticipating, in order for you to feel at peace and really present in life. You don't have to wait for your big break to feel like you've really accomplished something, to feel confident, to feel fulfilled. You don't have to wait for those things, because what you're ultimately seeking is that feeling. You're ultimately seeking a feeling. No matter what your New Year's resolutions are, no matter what your personal goals are or your business goals, there's a feeling that you are seeking, that you believe will happen or will come when you've accomplished those goals or when you have those things. So what I'm telling you right now is that you can achieve that feeling. You can experience that feeling right now. And the more that you tap into that, the more frequently you stop and pause and check, am I feeling abundant in this moment? No, because I'm looking at my bank account looking like, dang, I can't even buy a Happy Meal. How could I feel abundant? So when you're not feeling abundant, your homework is to just stop, breathe, take a deep breath, close your eyes, connect with that feeling of true abundance, of having all the things that you need and all the things you desire. Connect with it. Know that it's already here. Put yourself in the shoes of that you are really wanting. Put yourself in those shoes. Connect with it. Feel it. And let that feeling wash over you. And let it shift your point of view. Let it shift how you plan on doing the next things in your life, let it shift your behavior and your actions. Let it shift your beingness. We talked a lot about beingness in previous episodes. In the excerpt I read to you, Mike Robbins talks about beingness. This is the thing for you all to try in 2020. Be it first, then do, and then have. I'm telling you, if you get that order reversed, that is the number one thing for you to stop doing in 2020. Because your ultimate joy, peace, fulfillment, contentment, love, all of that stuff is going to be dramatically crippled if you believe that you have to have something in order to feel those things. So, I know that we are a week away from New Year's Eve. And so as you're entering these final days of the year and you're thinking about your word for the year, you're thinking about your goals, you're thinking about all these different things, I just wanted to offer up this conversation so that maybe in the upcoming year, you aren't pushing yourself to do more. Do. Let me grind it out. Let me bust my butt at work. Let me do all these different things. I'm offering up to you that maybe you don't have to do all those different things in order to ultimately feel the way you want to feel and be who you want to be. And I'm not just offering up that idea. I'm offering up the possibility that it's going to be a lot easier for you to ultimately have what you want when you start with the being first. So, that is it for me today, everybody. Once again, go check out Mike Collins' article. It's called Be, Do, Have. Sorry, not Mike Collins. Mike Robbins. Go check out the article Be, Do, Have. It's in the show notes for this episode. You can also go and check out my previous conversation about the Be, Do, Have paradigm from June 13th, 2017 called Unravelling the Be, Do, Have paradigm. And just let this idea sit with you as you go through the rest of your year and you kick off the new year. And I'm excited because, there's some magical things that are already happening. It's all about the beingness. All right, so go be amazing for the rest of your day. Go create a ton of magical moments and just have an awesome last week of the year. I will see you all on the 31st. On the 31st, we're going to do the final episode of 2019. I'm excited about it. We're going to wrap up the decade, talk about the last 10 years, which has just been amazing. So that'll be the final episode of 2019. It'll also be the final episode of season 3 of Having It All. And we'll be rolling into season 4 in 2020. So I will see all of you next week. My name is Matthew Bivens, and here is to you having it all. Quick note about the Having It All podcast. I am not a doctor nor a licensed therapist. I'm a guy with a story and a passion for conscious conversation. My thoughts, opinions, and beliefs are my own. So please consult with your doctor or healthcare provider regarding any questions or issues you have related to your personal, physical, or mental health.